Hey everyone, Linus here. Welcome back to another deep dive into the tech world. Today, we're diving into the epic showdown between two giants of the tech world, Intel and AMD. These two companies have been at the forefront of technological innovation for decades. These companies are the brains behind the CPUs that power our computers. Without them, our devices would be nowhere near as powerful or efficient. You know, those little chips that make everything happen. Yeah, those are important. They are the heart and soul of our digital lives. Intel, founded in 1968, quickly became a household name. They were pioneers in the semiconductor industry. They practically invented the microprocessor market as we know it. Their early innovations set the stage for the modern computing era. They were the cool kids on the block, known for their innovation and performance. Their processors were the gold standard for years. Then came AMD, founded just a year later in 1969. They entered the scene with a mission to challenge Intel's dominance. They weren't afraid to challenge the status quo. AMD brought a fresh perspective and a competitive spirit to the industry. AMD wanted to bring powerful computing to the masses, often at a more affordable price. They aimed to make high-performance computing accessible to everyone. Right from the start, you could feel the tension brewing. The rivalry between Intel and AMD was intense and palpable. This wasn't just about business, it was personal. Each company wanted to outdo the other, leading to a fierce competition. Both companies were packed with brilliant minds, each driven to create the best ARM processors on the planet. Their engineers and designers worked tirelessly to push the boundaries of technology. And you know what? This competition has been a good thing for all of us. It has driven prices down and performance up, benefiting consumers worldwide. It's pushed both companies to innovate like crazy, leading to some seriously awesome technology over the years. From the early days of basic processors to today's multi-core, high-speed CPUs, the advancements have been nothing short of remarkable. In the early days, Intel was the undisputed champion. Their x86 architecture became the industry standard, and AMD initially focused on reverse engineering Intel's designs to create compatible processors. It was a smart move, allowing AMD to gain a foothold in the market, but AMD wasn't content to just play copycat. They wanted to carve their own path. And they did just that with the release of the AM386 processor in 1991. This chip was a game changer. It offered comparable performance to Intel's offerings, but at a much lower price. This was a major turning point in the rivalry. AMD proved they weren't just a sidekick, they were a serious contender. The battle lines were drawn and the stage was set for an epic showdown that would span decades. The late 90s and early 2000s were a wild time in the CPU world. It was an era marked by rapid advancements and fierce competition. Both Intel and AMD were releasing groundbreaking processors, each one pushing the boundaries of performance. The tech landscape was evolving at a breakneck pace. It was like a technological arms race. Each company was determined to outdo the other, leading to some of the most innovative developments in CPU history. Intel had the Pentium series, which became synonymous with high performance. These processors were a game changer, setting new standards for speed and efficiency. These chips were blazing fast for their time and powered a generation of PCs. They were the heart of many home and office computers, making everyday tasks smoother and faster, but AMD wasn't backing down. They were determined to carve out their own space in the market. They countered with the Athlon, a processor that went toe-to-toe with Intel's offerings and even surpassed them in some benchmarks. This was a significant achievement for AMD. Then came the Core 2 Duo from Intel, a dual-core processor that revolutionized computing. It was a massive leap forward in performance, setting a new benchmark for the industry. It was a massive leap forward in performance, and AMD had to scramble to catch up. The Core 2 Duo set a new standard that everyone had to meet. They eventually did with the Phenom series, but it was a tough battle. The competition was fierce, and every new release was closely watched by tech enthusiasts. These product launches were defining moments in the rivalry. Each event was a spectacle, drawing attention from around the world. Each new generation of processors brought about significant performance improvements, and consumers reaped the benefits. The advancements in technology made computing more accessible and efficient for everyone. It wasn't just about raw performance, though. The competition between Intel and AMD was fierce and relentless. Both Intel and AMD were constantly innovating, introducing new technologies to try and outmaneuver each other. This rivalry drove rapid advancements in the industry. One of the biggest innovations was multi-core technology. This allowed for more efficient processing and better multitasking capabilities. Intel was the first to market with dual-core processors, setting a new standard for performance. But AMD quickly followed suit. Then came quad-core, 6-core, and even 8-core processors. Each new generation brought significant improvements. AMD also made significant strides in integrated graphics. This was a major leap forward for the industry. They introduced the first CPUs with integrated graphics processors, which combined the CPU and GPU into a single chip. This eliminated the need for a separate graphics card for basic computing tasks, making computers more affordable and accessible. This was a game changer for budget-conscious consumers. It allowed more people to access powerful computing without breaking the bank. Intel, on the other hand, focused on miniaturization and power efficiency. They aimed to make their processors smaller and more efficient. They were the first to introduce processors built on a 14-nanometer manufacturing process, a significant technological achievement, making them smaller and more power efficient than ever before. This innovation was crucial for the development of modern portable devices. This constant innovation kept both companies on their toes. They had to continuously push the envelope to stay ahead. They were constantly leapfrogging each other, each new breakthrough pushing the other to innovate further, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. This relentless pursuit of progress has shaped the technology we use today. Section 5, the people's choice, how consumer loyalties shifted. Throughout this epic rivalry, consumers were the real winners. We had access to increasingly powerful and affordable computers thanks to the competition between Intel and AMD. But consumer preferences shifted over time. In the early days, Intel was seen as the premium brand. Their processors were known for their performance, and they had a strong hold on the high-end market. AMD, on the other hand, was seen as the value brand. Their processors offered great performance at a lower price, making them popular among budget-conscious consumers. However, as AMD continued to innovate and release competitive products, consumer perceptions began to change. AMD gained a reputation for offering a great balance of performance and value, and they started to chip away at Intel's market share. Section 6, the current landscape, a new era of competition. Today, the rivalry between Intel and AMD is more intense than ever. AMD has been on a roll in recent years, releasing a string of highly competitive processors that have put pressure on Intel. Their Ryzen series of CPUs in particular has been a massive success, offering incredible performance at competitive prices. Intel, however, is not backing down. They've responded with new generations of their core processors, and they're investing heavily in new technologies like artificial intelligence and edge computing. The current landscape is incredibly exciting for consumers. We have two incredibly innovative companies battling it out for our attention, which means we're seeing some of the most advanced and powerful CPUs ever created. Section 7, what does the future hold? Predictions and possibilities. So what does the future hold for Intel and AMD? It's tough to say for sure, but one thing's for certain, the competition will continue to heat up. Both companies are investing heavily in research and development, and they're constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We can expect to see even more powerful and efficient CPUs in the years to come. We'll likely see continued advancements in multi-core technology, as well as new innovations in areas like artificial intelligence and quantum computing. The rivalry between Intel and AMD has been a driving force in the evolution of computing. And as long as these two titans keep pushing each other, the future of computing looks incredibly bright. Section 8, the never-ending battle, why this rivalry matters. The battle between Intel and AMD isn't just about corporate bragging rights. It's about something much bigger. It's about the future of technology and the impact it has on our lives. Every time Intel or AMD releases a new processor, it pushes the boundaries of what's possible. These advancements trickle down to every aspect of our lives, from the smartphones in our pockets to the servers that power the internet. So, the next time you're using a computer, take a moment to appreciate the incredible technology that makes it all possible. And remember the two titans behind it all, Intel and AMD. Their rivalry has shaped the world we live in, and it will continue to do so for years to come.